5-minute eats.
5-minute eats.
5-minute eats.
Hey everyone, welcome back to 5-minute eats. All right, guys, we are wrapping up our bread series here with our final head-to-head on Brazilian bread.
The final countdown.
Yes, this is a final countdown. So we previously reviewed the regular Brazi bites. We'll pop them up right here. Now we did change our mind on those after we did some trial and error and ended up trying to use up the rest of our bag. We ended up liking them and we ended up eating the whole bag. So now that we know our opinion on those, we have another contender. This is the Brazi Bites Brazilian cheese bread. Now here's an interesting thing. I think these were on Shark Tank, were they? The Brazi Bites?
You know what? They might have, but it's also the battle of Sam's Club versus Costco.
That's right.
Because the Gusto Brazil, we got them at,
Sam.
Originally we bought them at Sam's Club. And then Brazi Bites, Costco.
Yes.
So here's an interesting thing, right? If you guys don't know. So we reviewed the Gusto Brazil. We were like, eh. And then as we off camera made the rest of them, right, in the following weeks, we realized that the Gusto Brazil requires, your preference, right?
Yeah.
For us, we like it more soft.
Yeah.
And so we discovered, okay, these are really good. You got to just,
cook it a little bit longer so that way it gets more chewy on the inside rather than dense.
Yeah. So Gusto Brazil, we, at the time for the video, we gave it a thumbs down, I believe. And so the owner of Gusto Brazil watched the video. He reached out to us. He said he's going to send us a bunch of stuff. We could do another review. We were like, hey, man, definitely, right? We don't mind doing it. Now, this is our opinion. We're not going to be influenced by anything, right? Honest review, guys. Costco, Sam's Club.
Brazi Bites, Gusto Brazil.
The ultimate in the Brazilian Civil War,
yes,
right?
They're going head to head, and we're going to figure out which one do we like best out of the Gusto Brazil or the Brazi Bites, because these are their baseline, non-flavored bread. Now, here's the one difference, though. I'll tell you the size. Here's what they look like before they're cooked. The larger one is the Gusto Brazil. The smaller one is the Brazi Bite. But also, Gusto Brazil is made with mozzarella and Parmesan, whereas the Brazi Bites, interestingly, are made with cheddar and Parmesan. That's kind of wacky, right?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of cheddar, right? They've been doing cheddar on pizza for the past year or whatever, and it's like, man, it just doesn't taste right. Cheddar does not belong on pizza, does not belong on a lot of things, right?
Well, and I feel like the cheddar also is not the typical flavor that you get at the Brazilian steakhouse, at least not the ones that we go to.
Yeah.
They're more of a mozzarella inside.
So we're gonna go for it. We have butter here in case we need it.
Yep.
So
we have the regular the Gusto Brazil bites. These are bigger. So comparatively, Gusto Brazil, Brazi Bite. So there's your Gusto.
I love the name Gusto Brazil.
Yeah, that's what it looks like coming apart.
Smells good.
Very buttery. Those are the Gusto Brazil bites that I know and love. So let us try our Brazi bites now.
This one seems very
It seems a little thicker and the cheese is a lot more tough.
you can really taste the cheddar and smell the cheddar. I mean, I'm ready. All right, guys.
That's funny.
All right, guys. So in the epic battle of Gusto Brazil versus Brazi Bites, which one is better, right? And for me, it's gonna be Gusto Brazil. And the reason is the Brazi Bites, I don't like the cheese in it. For me, I feel like I can taste the Brazi Bites, like the aftertaste. It's just funky. I don't like it. You really taste the cheddar. It just doesn't taste right.
Okay, so it's a thumbs down for you. Did you say that? I can't remember.
Yeah, well, no, it's
If you
not.
didn't know.
It's not a thumbs up.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So, it's
but you wouldn't repurchase the Brazi Bite.
no, I would not.
Okay, so it's a thumbs down for the Brazi Bites because I mean, technically we're kind of reviewing that one since we haven't reviewed that one before.
Dude, I mean, these where is it?
It's that one.
This one, right?
This little chunk that's left.
This one, the Gusto Brazil.
Yeah, this is the Brazi Bite.
Yeah, it just tastes like the Brazilian restaurant bread. It seems more authentic, whereas the Brazi Bites, I feel like it just it's like, hey, let's do some Brazilian bread and make it very Americanized, right?
Yeah, throw an American twist on it.
it doesn't do anything, man. I don't know about Americans, but if you've ever had it at the Brazilian restaurant, you're gonna like that bread, right? And then when they do like funky stuff with it, it's like, you're like, dude, why mess with the classic, right?
Yeah.
So Gusto Brazil, much respect to you guys. You know what you're doing, right? Just gotta have better instructions, I feel like, you know, because I feel like, you know, there's a range on what people could be wanting, right, with it.
Yeah.
How they want it cooked, I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Because I would say for them, like the instructions that they give with our oven, a little underdone for our taste, you know? So there should definitely be like, if kind of how they do with pizza, you know, if you want a little bit more crispy, cook it X amount of time. I feel like for this, if you want it a little bit more, you know, stretchy and chewy rather than dense, a little bit more time. But I digress. My rating for this, Gusto Brazil or Brazi Bites? I'm gonna go with Gusto Brazil because I feel the same way about the Brazi Bites. First off, this thing is so like the cheese was very like tough to pull apart, and I feel like the main culprit for that is the cheddar, you know, and the cheddar also gives it kind of an oily flavor, whereas the Gusto Brazil tasted more buttery.
Yeah. These
tasted oily, which was not really my favorite. And the aftertaste is like pure, just like oily cheddar.
Yeah.
Not digging it. So I would definitely not repurchase the Brazi Bites. I feel like the texture even of the outside and stuff is better on the Gusto Brazil.
So guys, that is our review. Let us know what you think if you've tried both. Which one is your favorite? I feel like it's gonna come down to, are you a Sam's Club person or a Costco, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And hopefully Costco will see this and they'll start carrying Gusto Brazil, because I think it's a better product and I think you guys will like it.
Yeah.
But if you haven't done so, there's something we need you to do, and that is very, very important, guys. Give us a like.
That's right. And before you go, don't forget that sharing is caring, so make sure to share this video with all of your friends. Bye.
Bye.